party. We are here at the beautiful Dragon's Lair in Austin, Texas. I'm Joe, that's Matt. These are the cards that contain the finest news from the nerd culture and community of the past week. Extremely slow news week because our first card is about freaking jeans.
Well, you can flip it around because that's the lowest story. I would put that on there because I thought it was kind of funny. See, there's actual words on that page.
I can't read these words.
Okay.
Oh wait, I kind of false Ragnar.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Like you had them in, I had them in reverse order, so I didn't organize them right. But
oh man, one time I get to hold the cards and they're all messed up. Mass chaos.
Insanity. You want something then? Alright.
Let's start with something cool.
Start with something cool? Oh. Right. This is not a week for stuff that's cool.
That's true. Again.
Alright, this one appeals to 90's Matt. 90's Matt is stoked as heck as on this.
Alright.
But there's a possibility of Spawn, the comic book character, appearing in Mortal Kombat X.
My instant thought is if he will be voiced by
Keith David?
No, Michael J. White, who played Spawn
in the live action, but Keith David was cartoon Spawn.
True. I mean, I'd be happy with both.
Yes.
I think we've talked about this before that I actually don't like Mortal Kombat. I mean, I've played them. I'll probably even play this one when it's like cheap, when it's like $5 on Steam. But I don't know. I don't like Mortal Kombat, although I do like crossovers because the Soul Calibur franchise did that a lot. They had like Darth Vader show up and Yoda and Link. I think even Spawn.
Really? So it's a precedent.
Yeah, I think Soul Calibur 2 had Spawn. I think it had Spawn on one console and Link on the GameCube. I think.
That'd be cool. That'd be like a bonus thing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I would imagine, I guess he'd have like power, a similar chain grab as the Scorpion, phasing teleport powers, probably weird green energy bolts. Ooh, that'd be cool if he had his lifetimer, like a...
He'll have cool fatalities.
Yeah.
Actually, related to Mortal Kombat X, are you familiar with Clueless Gamer?
No.
It's a thing where Conan O'Brien will play games that are coming out. They recently did Mortal Kombat X, and some of the fatalities look pretty cool, watching Conan's reaction to them. It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, because they do the X-ray vision, and he shows the spine snapping and... Good old-fashioned spine snapping.
Yeah.
I think we miss a lot by not including that.
There's
in
some
daily
charm
life.
about that in Mortal Kombat, but yeah.
I mean, that was really what saved it. I think in terms of
that was what they built their entire franchise on.
That's what made it distinguished from any other fighting games. Like, remember Samurai Showdown?
Yeah, Samurai Showdown was kind of in the middle ground because you could get blood and guts and you could do fatalities in that, but it wasn't that.
Oh, dude, remember it was a Sega Genesis only game. And it had not fatalities, but if you hit somebody in the final spot, you could like knock them to a fan. Ultimate Combat, or
there's a couple. There was Eternal Champions, which did have fatalities.
That's it. Eternal Champions.
There was another one called, it wasn't Time Killers. Maybe it was Time Killers, where there was like a praying mantis guy, and he had like an attack where he would stick his head out, and if you hit him in the right spot, you would just instantly cut his head off.
Really?
Like the characters are neat. They had like a punk dude with a chainsaw. But it was very 90s. But yeah, Eternal Champions was great because that had all the heroes taken through time. Like you had the cat burglar. Yeah, you had like the woman that fought with capoeira.
Yeah, and he was an Atlantean.
Yeah, there was like an Aquaman.
Yeah, and he had this trident that would spin as an attack.
Yeah, you had the magician Xavier. Like, the weird thing is I remember way too many of their names.
No, I remember Michael Knight because he was the vampire.
Yes.
I remember the ninja chick. I remember the booklet specifically said that she died in 999, but they meant 1999.
Yeah.
And
it was such a neat idea.
Yeah.
Because everybody's dead at the time the story takes place, and they're all fighting to get their chance to come back. I always wanted them to bring that franchise back and Brutal Halls of Fury, which was a fighting game entirely populated by furries. Like the Dalai Lama was literally a llama.
I thought you said Paws of Fury, I was thinking like kitten, like the cutest kitty video.
They were like super cartoony. It was crazy hard because the controls were absolute garbage. It was on like Sega CD.
Yeah, that's a winning combination.
Yeah, well, doing any fighting game with that horrible Sega control pad was bad to begin with.
Yeah, the Eternal Champions I had to do with the special 6-button kind of thing.
Yep.
I'm not gonna switch between punch and kicks like my poor chump friends, and that's why I kick their butts. Dude, okay, straight up, did we ever talk about Clay Fighter?
I don't think we have, but I would be down for a discussion.
That was an awesome game.
The first video game, at least on consoles, to actually have lyrics to its theme song.
Clay fighter, clay fighter,
hit him, smash him,
yeah. It was one of the first games, like the first Nintendo game that was made in America, like all the way made in America.
It was Interplay.
Yeah. Well, they still, I guess they're probably not still around.
They probably were bought by
somebody and just it's like, you're too creative. We're gonna make you do some Call of Duty clone.
They were creative, but by Clay Fighter 2 was bad. Clay Fighter 3 3/4 was bad.
I didn't even know it went that far up.
Yeah, there might have even been a fourth.
Bad Mr. Frosty.
Well, I think the third one had Earthworm Jim and Booger Man.
Oh wow!
And it was still bad. It was just a bad game. But the first one was great because you had Bad Mr. Frosty.
Taffy. Taffy was my dude. That's how I finally learned how to do the uppercut. I couldn't do the uppercut with Street Fighter 2.
Shoryuken.
Yeah, I could never do that until I got Mr. Taffy, and I got really good at it, and then I was able to Shoryuken.
I always used Icky Bob Clay, like the ghost that had the big pumpkin head.
Yeah, I don't remember what he did. Icky Bob Clay.
Icky Bob Clay.
Icky Bob Clay.
And then there was like the Blob and the Elvis clone, Blue Suede Goo.
Yeah, he did the butt attack. That was such a great video game.
Yeah.
They should be making that. They should be making Clay Fighter X.
I would be down for that. The hell with Mortal Kombat. But yeah, so I mean, I guess that's our fighting game rant.
No, that was a good turn. I like where we went with that because happy trails. Remember how the boss was total letdown?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw projectiles at you. And I'll be a big smiley face.
There was another fighting game that came out around that time that. Like, to really get the good version of it, you needed a Neo Geo, which I didn't have, but they released a port on Super Nintendo, World Heroes 2. And it was kind of like Eternal Champions, but without all the death stuff. And it was like, here are heroes through history. And they're all like vaguely referential. Like, there was somebody that was Joan of Arc without calling her Joan of Arc. There's somebody that was like Rasputin. Actually, they did call him.
No, yeah, I remember that game. I was thinking about.
They had Mudman, who was like this Philippine tribesman with like his gigantic mask. That was kind of borderline 90s racist. But.
And they had the guy that was clearly like Ryu. They had the guy that was like. He had the robot arms.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was like a bionic M. Bison.
Yeah, and he kind of had this guile look to him.
Yes, and the best one, J Maximum, the football player. He was just this massive football dude. I enjoyed that game a lot.
I remember not skipping school. We had like a really dumb we released from class like 4 hours early. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry. We had like a 2-hour long lunch so we released on time.
All right.
And I went to the Dairy Queen and I played Neo Geo for an hour and a half. Yeah. That was so awesome.
It had those neat arcade machines where like when you put the coins in, you could decide which one of the games.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 games. That was such.
Yeah. Arcades they barely exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like there are like novelty restaurants and stuff like that, and like boardwalks, and that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, so I haven't been down there in a while, but downtown at I want to say the Kung Fu Saloon, they'll do like free play Sundays, and not only is it like $1 mimosas, but it's it's Mortal Kombat, it's NBA Jam, it's Street Fighter 2.
Well, that's where we're going to be filming next week. It's $1 mimosas and free arcade games. I'm down for that.
That sounds pretty.
I've never actually had a mimosa.
What? It's like bubbly awesomeness.
All right. Speaking of mimosas, Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. We'll find that really fast. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a good. We can't give up on that.
No, that's a segue that goes from all.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. They released a picture of him as Aquaman, and
yes, it's hilarious.
He looks like a bad metal singer to me.
Yeah, they made the outfit silver, which they had to do something with the outfit.
Yeah.
His orange shirt and bright green pants was not going to work on the big screen, but silver makes him look like a battle salmon. Like he looks like he's going to fight his way upstream in order to lay his eggs.
Oh man,
it's just great because he's given this really mean look.
And he's got the goatee,
yeah,
and the dreads that have these little blonde highlights to them.
It's such a bad design. The show's like that movie. Like I think my greatest hope for that movie is that it's going to be entertainingly bad. Like it has to be like Battlefield Earth
or like Street Fighter bad, or
yeah. But I don't think it'll be Street Fighter bad because it'll have a bigger budget than Street Fighter did. Like if Street Fighter had a bigger budget, it would have actually hurt the movie because it would have been less B-movie-ish. There's a really delicate balance you have to go for.
Yeah, it's not something you can fake like Sharknado or nothing like that.
Yeah, because Sharknado is
An intentionally bad movie is not. It's not worth it.
Yeah, like you can't just go out and make that. You have to be trying to make something genuine.
Like that's why Birdemic is awesome because Homeboy tried. Homeboy tried quite a bit.
He tried with the worst special effects of all time.
No, that was the best explosion that he copied and pasted everything.
By the way, you know we were talking about Monster Squad last week. We got to watch it with my friends, so they got to see like all the craziness. I forgot that at one point their bats, like their bat special effects, is literally just rubber bats on a string that somebody's just shaking the crap out of. It's like,
I guess something that's gonna make you cry.
all right,
Are you prepared to cry?
all right.
All right. Settlers of Catan is getting a movie adaptation.
I'm not Sarah.
You're not Sarah.
I don't care.
No, honestly, like that's gonna make me die out of boredom.
There's so
Are they
many...
gonna be trading wood in the movie? What's going on here?
Oh, it's going to be unbearably boring. But I mean,
Like the game.
I can avoid a boring movie with no regard. Like there are movies coming out that I hate on a conceptual level. Yeah, like level on principle. There's like 9 movies coming out this year that I hate on that principle. Because Settlers of Catan, I imagine that like the audience of that, the people that go to see that will be the most boring individuals on the planet. Like playing the game is one thing, but being super pumped to go see it? That's something altogether new. It's like, well, should we go see the Settlers of Catan movie? Or should we stay here and drink NyQuil and slowly pass into the gray tedium of middle-aged Nightfall?
You say that like NyQuil's not awesome and a half.
Alright.
Oh man, dude.
As soon as you dose yourself in the middle of the... But no, it just...
You don't take the juice, or was it the... What did DJ Screw drink? It was the juice. It was cough syrup and champagne.
No.
It was Slant. Slant's what it was called. I'm pretty sure.
You know what?
If my Houston hip hop is coming back to me.
If I'm gonna have a cough syrup based drink,
yeah.
I'm gonna have a Flaming Moe.
Simpsons reference. Simpsons did it.
But here's the thing about Settlers of Catan, and this is all I can say for it. It's for people that the board game is too exciting for. Settlers of Catan, the board game, has too much interaction, too much excitement. They can't handle it. So they go to see a movie. That's, so what can you take away from that?
I just hope there's a lot of sheep.
Nothing but sheep.
Nothing but sheep.
If it's performed entirely by sheep.
If the sheeps are the stars, that'd be great.
Yes.
What if
if sheeps are the stars, it wouldn't be bad.
Slow clap. That's so awesome.
What's next?
In denial, or like eternal hopefulness news, Dan Aykroyd still says there's a chance for an actual sequel to Ghostbusters, like a direct sequel, with him and Ernie Hudson and Bill Murray.
I don't like that. I'm 100% on board with the all-female Ghostbusters.
I'm for it too. It's I don't think he's got a chance because
there's no more Harold Ramis.
Yeah, and Bill Murray doesn't seem to be interested. And Harold Ramis and Reitman directed it.
Yeah, Ivan Reitman.
They actually took Dan Aykroyd's ideas for the Ghostbusters and pared it down to a manageable level. Like the original script involved them having wands and traveling through time.
Yeah.
So I mean, without that restraint, there's no way a Ghostbusters 3 by Dan Aykroyd was going to be anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the original Ghostbusters is crazy like that.
Yeah.
Space and time and aliens and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I actually kind of hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I would like to see like I'm totally on board for the new one. I'm really excited to see how Kate McKinnon is in it because I've become a pretty big fan of her, and I want to I almost want to say like I want there to be some small references. Like,
yeah,
I want the Vigo painting to be in a scene like in the back,
like all charred up or something.
Yeah, like if they have like a trophy
or like
room,
it's
like
cut
Batman.
out. Oh, that'd be great.
Like the Vigo painting, or I don't know, like one of those dog statues, or just Rick Moranis' body just hanging on the hook.
That's terrible, dude, because we need Rick Moranis to come back to acting. You're like, let's have you play your corpse.
No, keep in mind, like, Terry Crews is going to be the new Janine, in Ghostbusters reboot. Or
we already established that?
Yeah, well, that's...
We dreamcasted this, so this is happening. Terry Crews, you're already Janine. Well, then we need a new Lewis. Who would be a Lewis for Terry Crews?
If we're going with...
Oh, Kristen Shaw!
Yeah, I'd be on board.
There you go.
She would be great at it, actually.
Oh, totally.
Either that or Charlene Yee. But
who's Charlene Yee?
Charlene Yee was in House for a while. She's kind of like... She's a comedian, but she's not a very well-known comedian. But I think she's really funny, and she does awkward and nerdy to like an art form. Like she's been on Conan a couple times, and it's just her humor is like bordering on making people really uncomfortable because you don't know if she's joking or if she's just sad. I think she's great.
Well, comedians are all sad, so we can pretty much go that direction.
Yes, I mean she's fantastic. But anyways, what's our next?
I guess we're on the topic of comedians and movies. Donald Glover's horror flick drops today.
His horror flick? I actually didn't see anything about that.
Because they didn't even show him in the movies. It's like it was like a quick flash of like, wait, is that Donald Glover? And it's Donald Glover. It's that movie where the lady dies and they reanimate her, and of course she comes back as a demon.
That sounds terrible. That sounds uninspired.
Yeah.
And it seems like Donald Glover would only associate his name with that for money.
I couldn't imagine them to have money because they don't throw money behind horror flicks. They probably made that for 10 mil.
Maybe. I don't know. That's like if he's looking to really make a name for himself as like a breakout star, that's not the way to do it.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We've already called it. If we dreamcast Terry Crews and Christian Shaw, we could totally dreamcast. Or we've got you locked in, Donald. Like clear 2016 schedule.
Yeah, we'll just have him working on stuff. But yeah, what's next?
I got some more video game news for you.
All right, I'm primed and ready to respond to video game.
Did you see the faked newscast or news story of what's the word I'm looking for? Of Rayman as downloadable content for Super Smash Brothers.
I did not see it, and it's a good thing I didn't because that actually would have really made me mad.
Oh really?
If it would have fallen for it. Rayman Legends is one of the best games of the past 5 years. It is a seamless, beautiful platforming game. Like it puts the recent Super Mario Brothers games to shame, and how fluid it is, and how bright and it's visually striking, very playable, extremely fun. I was actually kind of really hoping for Rayman as a downloadable character.
Well, maybe the demand will be there because people were excited about that.
Well, yeah, it would have been great. But like I think they've already said that like Mewtwo, who comes out in spring, is going to be the only one.
Really?
I mean, they can always change their mind.
Yeah.
The two people I was really hoping for was Rayman and Bayonetta, because Bayonetta is now kind of like a quasi Nintendo property because she was exclusive on that console. But yeah, if I saw that, it would have made me super mad.
Oh, here's the best part, because now he released a tutorial on how to fake your own.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I guess it's kind of a bad thing because you're seeing all these downloadable content trailers, and
usually they're fun. Like I saw one that was like Frank Reynolds.
Oh man,
it would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Like it's just like this picture of him like holding up an egg, but it's the Smash Brothers logo.
Oh man, that'd be great. Yeah, I was gonna ask, who would you make? Who would you make if you wanted to hoax? Who would you make?
Oh, if I wanted to hoax, that's a really good question. Man, there's so many. Because for a hoax one, you want to pick one that's
kind of believable. Yeah,
kind of believable,
but nobody expects.
Yeah, like I would actually probably hoax. The thing that instantly goes to my mind that I would hoax was something that Nintendo just actually released for real for Hyrule Warriors. Tingle from the Legend of Zelda series.
I don't know who Tingle is.
He's a little tiny green guy that's has like bright red cheeks, like a very thin mustache, uncomfortable looking character. As he's in like this bright green unitard, and he's just very odd. And he's just an unsettling presence, and he is playable in Hyrule Warriors. Like that, like it was a recent DLC announcement. Everybody was hoping for Skull Kid from Majora's Mask. They're like, nope, Tingle, have fun. And true enough, like he attacks like by blowing kisses at people. And I would probably say him for a Smash Brothers character, or to make more people mad because I think it's an even worse character. Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog. Ooh. Because that would really... Like, even people that like Sonic don't like Tails. But
Tails was the Wesley Crusher of the series.
Tails.
Hmm?
I I might. Apparently, I'm the only one. I like Tails.
I liked him in part thanks to how much he made the fandom mad. Like,
I would think I'd like. I think it'd be awesome. Like one that we talked about, Clay Fighter. So I'm like, now some Clay Fighter person needs to be in there.
Great. Boogerman.
Boogerman. No, like an actual Clay Fighter.
That was, well, yeah.
Yeah, he was something they imported from something.
Boogerman.
What was that?
He had his own game, Boogerman.
And
as you can imagine, it didn't take off.
Yeah, and I'd like. I think like something from Harvest Moon would be just hilarious in a fighting game.
It's like there are Nintendo properties that either needed better representation in Smash Brothers, or just any kind of recognition. Like, it always bothered me that we only got like Samus and Zero Suit Samus from Metroid. But that's a common complaint that everybody... I mean, people can go anywhere on the internet to see people complaining that Ridley should be in Smash Brothers. They tune in here. The 9 people that watch this tune in.
Yeah, we got 17 with Orange, so we should have Orange back.
That's true. That's... Well, Orange was the
linchpin.
Rose our stock value. Like, usually it's either like people that we know or our parents.
I have not showed my parents this show.
You haven't?
No.
Wow.
You showed your parents about that and they're cool?
Yeah. Alright, our final one.
Our final one, and definitely not our best one.
It's our best topic.
It's our best topic. Dude, you can't top this topic.
I don't even know what you're talking about with them.
Okay, so if you're my age, maybe you had those kids at high school that had those JNCO jeans. The ones that had the... What do you call the foot of the jean? This part right here was this big long. It was like 40 inches.
It was like a bell bottom.
Yes, but like giant, and it was like jeans, and it was like that's what all the like the angsty kids wore.
See, I have no idea what those are because when I am your age or a little bit younger. When
You're a baby.
I'm not a baby. I'm like 2 years younger.
Look at those little baby cheeks.
Just because I can't grow any kind of facial hair on the side of my face.
That wasn't a facial hair thing. I was just like, oh, look at this baby.
My cherubic appearance.
Yes.
But like. Even when I was in high school, I was still getting my clothes from a place appropriately named Casual Male, which is still like, hey, fat guy store. That's so we didn't have anything like that. It was like
you didn't see any of the guys, the people with the hair that hang down their face, and not like emo people now, but like just a strand.
A strand.
A strand. And they, like that.
Like if I did, I certainly don't remember their jeans 20 years later. Like,
but anyway, they're
photographic memory.
Well, now's your chance to get them because JNCO jeans are coming back.
Oh, them some nice jean shorts, man. But you can't wear them every day. You gotta take them off every now and again. You gotta take them off.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my boss.
Every time I talk about jeans, my mind goes to Chad Coleman in Always Sunny doing that scene, which.
I don't remember that episode.
Okay.
It's funny. I was laughing at it. Because you can't wear your
jeans.
jean shorts every day, dude. You do have to take them off and wash them.
Blew the crotch out them things, man. You gotta take them off every now and again. Because like Chad Coleman, he's Tyrese in Walking Dead, he plays Z, who is a bridge person that Frank and Charlie hang out with, and he's just completely like out of it and kind of stoned most of the time. Just
well, if he hangs out with Charlie and Frank, of course,
under a bridge, as they're on their way to the sewer to look for rings and coins while naked.
Oh, dude, like seriously, this popped in my head. It's one of my favorite episodes of Always Sunny when they get that boat and they throw the keys and Charlie's down there looking for it. And he can't find the keys. They can't find the keys. And they're like, "How are we going to get this going?" And like he had the keys because they're on the floating thing.
Well, and then he's like, "We should patent this."
That show has its moments. But when it's mean to Charlie, I'm just like, no, don't be mean to Charlie. Be mean to everybody else but Charlie.
The most recent episode, and I guess this is kind of spoilers. This is this past Wednesday's episode, and so far season 10, I've really liked. There's been one or two episodes where I'm kind of like, yeah, this is like 3 out of 5, but the 2 that have been really good have been really good.
Okay.
And one of them was this past Wednesday's, where it had, like, the gang breaks up, and they all kind of like go their own ways, and Frank finds another group of other people to like be the Frank for them as a gang, and he ends up driving their business into the ground in a day. And eventually it ends up with him running back to the other group in an outfit that's a man cheetah, as he's like in a cheetah outfit with like spots on his face, and he's like, I want to go back to doing stuff like this. and as they're all reconciling, they're like, Frank, are you a man cheetah? That is awesome. Like, they're all on board for it. It's just the great the concept of Danny DeVito dressed as a cheetah man. He's just roaming.
No, sir, he's a man cheetah.
Man cheetah. I love that show. It's so good.
There's sort of like a special show that's just like Always Sunny.
Like Always Sunny just has a special place in my heart that's moved past all like any other show that I ever thought was like my favorite show ever, which I didn't change it very often. Like there's been like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Star Trek Voyager, and like Batman the Animated Series, and that's like that was it. And then Always Sunny just blew past all three of them.
Better than Bob's Burgers?
Bob's Burgers is good, but
it's not Always Sunny.
It was never even on my top 10.
It's like semi-sunny.
Like I like Bob's Burgers, but it's not even on my top 10. I like Dr. Katz way more than Bob's Burgers. But not a lot of people remember Dr. Katz. Do you remember Dr. Katz?
Yes, I remember the Strudel things.
Yeah. Dr. Katz was a great show to find out who's going to be famous in 20 years. Because that was when like Louis C.K. was on as like a...
Jon Stewart was on there.
Jon Stewart, Conan O'Brien before he had a show even. Like Ray Romano. And some
Seinfeld was on there, but Seinfeld was kind of doing stuff then.
I think he was at the time. Yeah, a lot of... And every now and again you get like one or two people that didn't go anywhere.
David Duchovny was on. I remember that episode because he had a sex addiction.
Yes.
And he turned that into a TV show.
I think it's real. Like he's just obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... I really enjoyed that show. And Sarah Silverman's sister was a regular cast member. And every now and again, Sarah would actually be on it. But,
like how Sarah Silverman and her sister are on Bob's Burgers.
Yes, they are, as the twins.
Ollie and Andy.
Yes. And I actually really enjoyed her TV show, the Sarah Silverman show. It was crass. I mean, there's no getting away from it.
Yeah, what happened to it? Like, it was like they just went off for a season and never came back.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It never really got a good closing ending, but... I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a great show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
But
she's doing dramatic stuff now.
She is.
But that's what happens because, like, what was it? Robin Williams did comedy and then moved on to dramatics.
Yeah, and then he did great in dramatics. Jim Carrey tried, and people just weren't having it. They're like, you're still... Which is a shame because Jim Carrey's a talented actor. But I feel bad for him. I think he got really typecast really bad.
Yeah. Wasn't he like in I Love You, Philip Morris?
Well, he was in that. He was in Truman Show.
I think that you're referring to Spotless Mind is what I guess you were going to when his dramatic roles, his biggest dramatic roles, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's been a while.
I haven't seen any of his dramatic stuff.
Like
I actually hate his comedy except The Mask, but he's very good dramatic actor.
I think that like I love The Mask because Mask was just great visually and it was good.
It was a good comic book movie.
Yeah, I hated Ace Ventura. I've never liked Ace Ventura. I actually didn't mind Liar Liar because, I mean, it was not a strong plot, but I thought he carried it. And it had Cary Elwes in it, which I also like. Wesley.
As you wish.
As you wish. And Maura McTierney from
I love her.
Radio.
Yes, she's so cute.
Yeah, I mean, it had a pretty enjoyable cast. But yeah, I mean, he's taken some bad roles, and it's kind of a shame. It's one of the things that's like where I really like the actor, and I like seeing him in stuff, but I don't necessarily like none of his movies are my favorite movies of all time. But then when I see him pop up in something like Anchorman, yeah, I mean, I'm happy. Also, speaking of, this is kind of a segue because he was in this. Saturday Night Live recently had their 40th anniversary episode. Did you watch any of it?
Nope.
The one thing I saw that blew me away, I was like, this is actually really cool. They did a return to Celebrity Jeopardy with Will Ferrell as Alex Trebek. And it had like the one guy, Sean Connery again, and like Norm Macdonald came in to do Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. And Jim Carrey played Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
It was pretty good. Hey everybody, it's Joe and Matt again, filming from probably what now looks like a hidden bunker.
What?
If there's an image quality.
No, it's probably better than the camera.
It probably is.
The only problem is my shaky hand.
Okay.
There's a shake corrector. I'll be able to fix that a little bit.
The shaky
But
hand.
believe in your health, dude.
Dude,
let's do earthquake stuff.
Well, I was gonna say it's like Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. Oh yeah, that was a great movie.
Or when like the Starship Enterprise gets hit with the torpedo. Mr. Wolf, return fire. Anyways, our main camera ran out of battery power, so we're just going to do a quick little closer here. that's pretty much all the news anyway. Thanks very much for tuning in this week. Please remember to subscribe, share, comment. Pretty soon we're going to start advertising once we get a pretty good number up. So hopefully
we're getting a webpage together.
Yeah,
and we'll start going crazy.
Things are happening. You want to be on the
ground.
bottom, the ground
You
floor
want
of
to
this
say you
trade.
watched this back then? Dude.
Yeah. You want to be the hipsters of it. That's all right, guys. Thanks very much for tuning in, and have a great week.